All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome once again to our exciting presentation today. We have with us none other than Dave Ives, Royal Crown in the business. Very excited to have him here, to have him join us like this evening. And just to give you a little background about Dave, he's a speaker. Like for tonight. And like Dave comes with a lot of experience in this, I would say, this type of business from this industry. He has over 14 years of experience in the industry. Has helped many teams all over the world. Has built organizations and mentored a lot of people. And not just that, he is a great person just to get to know. And we are fortunate that he has taken his time out today to be with us and to share this with all of us. So please put your hands together. I know all of you are mute, but put your hands together and let us welcome Royal Crown, Mr. Dave Ives.
Thank you, Hitel. And of course, for those who don't know, Hitel is introducing the call into the Indian market, your market, from California. I always find this quite astonishing that we can speak from every corner of the globe. And tonight is very exciting. Today we are celebrating our 1 week anniversary. We've been able to be building business in your market for the last 7 days, and it's just the very beginning. But for the last year and a half or so, the company Zinzino has been in India, making sure everything's compliant, making sure everything's in place. And of course, as we always know, when you start something new, there's always some tweaks to be had over the first few short months. But welcome to you this evening. And yes, we are on an hour earlier than usual because we have a very big surprise for you tonight. An hour from now, we're going to be presenting the same presentation in Hindi. Hitel himself will be sharing in Hindi, like he did last week, in the language, but with English slides. But tonight, you're going to get both. You're going to get the audio and you're going to get the visual. So make sure that even through my presentation, if I see heads bowing because you're reminding other people to get on the 8 p.m. Indian time, I will not be offended because we want to pack out that call to hear from Hitel. So let me go ahead and share my screen. I'm very excited about being with you today and sharing a little bit about what Zinzino means, how it's impacting lives, and how, if you choose to, be part of it with us on this journey. And a little bit about my background. My background and passion has always been sports and nutrition. I played competitively as a young man, and through my adult career was in the hospitality arena. So owned restaurants and in the catering industry. So fresh produce has always been paramount, making sure that my customers have the best produce on their plate. So nutrition, eating healthily, the best produce has always been a priority in my life. And when I was asked a question a few short years ago, was health important to me? I assumed, as I hope it is in India, the same around the world. Of course it is. But the reality is totally opposite to our answer. Because over the last 8 years, Zinzino has shown how today people are sicker, the most unhealthiest they've ever been in mankind's history. And India is no different. And so what we launched in India last Tuesday, April the 6th, was a wellness revolution that has already impacted almost 400,000 individuals in the last 8 years. So as we share with you tonight about Zinzino, I want you to take on board that Zinzino is not a new company. Zinzino is a publicly traded company, been around for 15 years, but for the last 8 years, due to the ill health of our founder, Orion Sala, he was handed this bottle. And because of his own food intolerance, an issue that he had been living with for 2 years, and explored dietary change, explored medication and exercise regimes and supplementation, somebody gave him a bottle of this balance oil 8 years ago. And within a few short months, the issue that he had been experiencing from food intolerance disappeared. So impressed by this product that Zinzino, who started their career as a coffee company, invested in a small Scandinavian company that was formulating this product. Well, the rest is history. The last 8 years, we've now impacted almost 400,000 individuals around many markets. You can see there on the screen right now the countries that we are fully operational in. And as of last week, we need to change the map of India to purple because we are fully operational there now. But with that addition, your country, we have now got a market potential of nearly 2.5 billion people. The Indian market and the accumulation of all the other markets we are presently in, you still have more potential in your market than the other 37 countries we are fully operational in. So we're excited to be there with you. We know we're going to make a great impact into the health and wellness of many people in India. But it's also important to understand that the company that is there now is going to be there for the long term. Zinzino is a publicly traded company, and then you can go and check them out on the North European NASDAQ. Their shares value has grown astronomically over the last few short years, but it's important to know their financial stability. Zinzino is a very strong financial company. And so let's now look about why we're excited about being in your market. Well, Zinzino has a message of test-based nutrition. Now, in India, we know there are many, many individuals that are into entrepreneurship. There's many companies that have nutritional products and offerings, but Zinzino is truly the first that can prove their product independently by a third-party laboratory. So if health is important to you, then Zinzino is a viable product to be consuming as a customer. If you're an entrepreneur and you love the idea of being part of something significant, then understand that Zinzino has already done the groundwork in India. We've been there, as I mentioned a moment ago, just under 2 years already, but we've been doing the groundwork, licenses, warehousing, distribution, relationships, IT integration. So when we launched last April the 6th, last Tuesday, we were all ready for business. Now the uptake, the interest, of course, is going to be to a degree overwhelming over the first few weeks and months. So we know there's going to be some scenarios that may be a slight delay with shipping or issues with payments because of the payment programs, but we are there doing business right now. And this is why we're so excited. Is because whether you are there in India or as I am in the United Kingdom right now, as I share with you from my home, or Hetal, who introduced brilliantly from California, we are all the same. Every one of us, whether it be ourselves, our family, our significant others, we all want a better standard of health. We surely want to be as fit as we want to be. And we most definitely, hopefully, want to live the remaining years of our life as healthy as possible. But what we have discovered, and is purely evident, the evidence is clear to see around the world, regardless of what Zinzino are bringing to the table, that you and I as humans have never been as unwell as we are today. There's more diseases today, more degenerative conditions, ailments, skin issues, bowel conditions, and the list goes on and on. And yet it really doesn't make logical sense. And maybe it's time, not just here, but in your country too, that we start to ask, why is that the case? Because thousands of years ago, there was a philosopher who said, let your food be your medicine and let medicine be your food. And not so long ago, less than maybe 100, 150 years ago, that was really still the case. We were consuming food from Mother Nature. We would sow the land, we would work the land, and we would consume that produce. And by doing that, we were actually experiencing a term that I'm sure you're all aware of, as we are here. We were eating a balanced diet, the right amount of fiber, beta glucans, micronutrients, and very importantly, are balanced essential fatty acids. Well, fast forward to sort of mid 19th, 20th century, the early 1960s, we saw the introduction of man-made foods. Now, for you and I, that meant choice. That meant maybe better flavors. Maybe it meant longer shelf life of produce. But there came a cost. High in calories, very low in nutrient value, and most definitely a consumption of greater value of omega-6s, which were inflammatory, and a reduction of omega-3s, which were anti-inflammatory. And the consequence of that is that we now start to see diseases, degenerative conditions that weren't around 100 to 150 years ago. Because historically, you and I are exactly the same and always will be. We are born with our essential fatty acids, our omegas, in balance. But beyond that point, you and I do not produce these. We must consume them from our diet. And science has said that for optimum health, we are allowed to let that ratio maybe expand from 1 to 3 to 1. Anything beyond that, we start to move into the danger zone. And that danger zone is unbeknown to you and I. We're not aware of that. You can feel perfectly fine. You may even look as fit as you possibly can. And we must now learn that health and fitness are two different things. Around that same time of introducing fast foods, convenience choices, drive-throughs, longer shelf life, came a price. And that was our consumption of omega-6s. And today, the average United Kingdom individual is 15 to 1 out of balance. And the average Indian is over 25 to 1 out of balance. And it is increasing every decade. Where is it going to be in the next few short years? Well, it's going to be wider and more alarming than that if action isn't acted upon. Now, what is the consequences of being out of ratio, Dave? That's a question that I ask the individual myself. And very simply, you don't need to be a scientist, you do not need to be a nutritionist, you don't need to be a medical practitioner, though many of those that I've just mentioned are starting to join this wellness revolution with us. But you don't have to be clever to understand if you're consuming too much of one thing and not enough of another, then there's going to be an imbalance. And when that imbalance happens, you and I are now at risk. Now, many times we won't see that until that condition surfaces in many forms: gut health, immune system, brain health, heart health. The big four are attacked by chronic inflammation. And this is what happens. So you understand, because a lot of people will say to you and say to me, is Dave, but I've been taking nutrition for many years. Dave, I feel fantastically well. Dave, I look great. That is not the indication of what's happening on a cellular level. So we may be eating a balanced diet today, and with the environment and what they put in the soil today, nutrient density has been reduced. We may be even taking supplements today because we've bought into clever marketing. Maybe we've been referred, we've seen a celebrity endorse a product, and we go and buy those products with the greatest intention to help our health. But that is not where it must stop. You must go deeper, because we can consume great food, we can consume supplements. What we must know is, are they working on a cellular level? Because no longer are we what we eat, we are what our cell can absorb. Now, if we are out of balance on a cellular level because our essential fatty acids have not been in balance, and over time, that will now create a reduction in function of our cellular membrane. Now, unbeknown to you, you won't know that because it takes an independent blood test to show where we are with our cellular health. But remember that 4-to-1 ratio as it started to turn in the early 60s? Well, when that membrane becomes too hard, then it can't absorb the nutrients. So we want to help the Indian market. We want to help you get to the point that you understand your cellular health. And for a cell to be fully functional, to be operational at its optimum, the cellular membrane must be permeable. And the cellular membrane is affected by the ratio of our essential fatty acids. Anything higher than 3:1, it starts to harden. Anything below that means it's able to function to its fullest capacity. So the question that you should be asking yourself, that I then asked myself when I was shown that, is, did I know, do you know whether you are in or out of balance? Do you know if you're in that danger zone? Because society has been, whether it's here in the United Kingdom, the European market, in your country of India, we don't need to use just our eyes to see how healthy we are. Because what we see is not a reflection of how we are underneath. And the only way we can do that is by taking a blood test. So if health is important to you, health is important to your significant others, then wouldn't you want to remove any doubt of how we are feeling on a cellular level? Well, the great news is you can take a test with us. Zinzino partnered with the laboratory called Vitas, and they have been testing people for the last 8 years. And today, before we even entered India a week ago, we had already carried out 630,000 independent blood tests worldwide. We cannot wait till we hit 1 million, 2, 5, 10 million people that we've been able to test, and a majority of those are going to be coming from the Indian market. Now, here's what's very exciting. The test is performed and analyzed by one of the world's leading dry blood spot analysis laboratories in the world. And you can see for yourself on the screen there, the official partners that also use this laboratory. So as Zinzino opens in India, we are bringing our best-in-class test-based nutritional product, but it's validated independently by a laboratory that does it in an unbiased manner. All they're interested in is blood analysis on customers' blood spots. So you take a small lancet and you take a small drop of blood, you send the test off to the laboratory, and then you can actually start to monitor your progress. But through that blood spot analysis, they're going to test 11 elements of your essential fatty acids. There's many individuals out there that can do other testing, but this is a very deep test. You can see on the screen some of the areas that they will be analyzing, from your omega-6 and 3 indexing, to your mental strength, to your fluidity of your membrane, and much, much more. The great thing, though, about this test is if your test comes back 3:1 or less, then you don't need our products. But we know that 95% of the Indian market will be out of balance. And you can see for yourself, someone like myself, who was a semi-professional sportsman, nutrition was a major part of me growing up, my career in the catering and fresh produce industry. And when I was tested at 51 years young, I was still 14.4 out of balance. And through those 600,000 tests that we have done, the data that has been collected has actually established there is not one continent on planet Earth that doesn't experience chronic inflammation. I do believe India will be no different. And here is what was really alarming, is that even those that were taking omegas were still significantly out of balance. Because the issue here today isn't about omegas, but are they working? Our body requires it regardless. So if you're not taking any form of omega, then you may start consuming them. If you are taking omegas and you understand the importance of taking omegas, the question you need to ask yourself is, are they working? Because this is a global problem. And this doctor, Dr. Paul Claydon, who has spent 5 decades of his life analyzing, exploring, discovering, proving that our body on a cellular level requires the omega ratio to be in balance. for us to have optimum cellular health. He's also discovered through his scientific advisory board that many products in the market are not achieving what they are claiming to achieve. And you're going to hear why that's the case. But through his scientific advisory board, this gentleman has put some of the brightest minds together. And through that organization, they have been responsible for formulating our test-based nutritional products. And their products have been able to show that within 120 days of consuming these test-based products, that we are now back into balance, seeing incredible benefits from improved skin elasticity, better recovery, mental clarity, recuperation, sleep, energy, bones, joints. The list goes on and on. And why is that the case? It's because what we have in our product is unique. And so after 120 days, you will retest and show the improvement that you've achieved. You'll see my second result on the screen. After 90 days, in fact, but the average person takes 120 days, I was 2.1 back in balance. Now, this is where you may be asking yourself, Dave, I've heard about omegas before. Why is Enzino's different? Well, very simply, our product is not an omega-3 product. It's a balance oil. See, ours is a unique test-based formula. Through the exploration and discovery, Dr. Paul Clayton and his team, they discovered that omega-3 in its own right, fish oil, doesn't work. Once we consume fish oil, it actually oxidizes. So by the time it gets to the cellular level where we need it, it no longer is effective. And so what they discovered that in Mother Nature, that omega comes from algae. And in nature, that omega is protected by what we call polyphenols. But when manufacturers of omega products manufacture those products, they catch the fish, they clean the fish, and at that same process, they extract the polyphenols out of the fish and only are left with fish oil, which oxidizes. Dr. Paul Clayton discovered by putting polyphenols back into the balanced oil with the additional vitamin D and E and the other omegas, that it no longer oxidized, which meant it was more effective on a cellular level. So we have the world's first test-based, all-natural pharmaconutritional products. And as a customer, you can access this product by the individual who invited you onto the call, because we are now shipping from our Mumbai warehouse as of last week. So as a customer, your customers can access our products, and they're going to have two options. Our first option actually comes with our independent blood test, 2 bottles of flavored oil, and 2 smaller bottles of flavored oil. Now, if you wanted to buy at retail, that's 30,000 Indian rupees. You take a test, you send it off in a 2 or 3 week period of time. While consuming these products and starting to have those effects, you'll get a report. If you are in balance, you can return it with a 100% money back guarantee. If you're out of balance, then you continue taking the products. You can now pay that at full retail price at 30,000 Indian rupees. But because we know it's a 120 day for most, some people may take an extra month or 2. So we set up a premier subscription. As a customer who's committed to the 6 months, you can save yourself significantly over the retail price. In fact, you can save yourself 52% by becoming a premier customer. So instead of paying 30,000 Indian rupees, you can pay 15,500 Indian rupees for the same 2 blood tests and for the same 4 bottles of oil, 2 big ones and 2 small ones. Then that monthly subscription of just 2,900 or 2,915 Indian rupees for a bottle that will be shipped to your door in a monthly manner, so you can stay consistent of taking your product. So that's our very first offering. Our second offering is, you may not want to take the test, but my encouragement to you is, you may feel better by taking the product, but your bloods will indicate that you needed it in the first place. Because we don't want you taking our product if you are in balance. But without taking a test, you will never know. And secondly, you may feel better, but if you don't take a second test, you won't see the dramatic improvement in your blood score. So you choose whether you want to buy and become a premier customer with our test or without the test. And you can see here that if you choose without the test, it's significantly less to buy at retail. And again, significantly less if you subscribe as a premier customer. But the monthly ongoing investment in your health is exactly the same. 2,950 Indian rupees to have it delivered to your door. So welcome to Zinzino, our #1 test-based pharmaconutritional product called the Ascent Oil that is now available to purchase in India. The prices do include your standard GST tax. So get on the product as fast as you can, get tested, and remove any doubt about your cellular health. Now, our products are world-renowned. We're in 37 countries, and we own everything about what we do, from sourcing to manufacturing to bottling to distribution, etc. And so through that process of manufacturing, we hold ourselves to the highest quality of care. And to do that, we are GMP certified. And we are members of organizations. We take on board social conscious concerns, from being vegan friendly, non-GMO, keto friendly, and the list goes on. What you are experiencing when you become a customer of Zinzino is the best in class products. Now, we made a very bold statement that our product is more unique and effective than anything in the marketplace. Now, for many years, people have been understanding the importance of omegas. And so they've been buying products, they've been consuming products, but what they haven't done is tested whether they've been working. And we've already elaborated why ours works greater than anything in the market, because of the addition of the polyphenols that protects the omega as it transfers itself once consumed to your cellular membrane. Now, there's a report called the Cochrane report that had tested over 112,000 individuals through 79 trials that proved that just taking fish oil in itself made very little or no improvement on your health. But the polyphenols, the antioxidant, is what protects the omega to do what it does best. So once you've retested in 120 days' time, you will have evidence for yourself that the product has worked on your cellular level. Now, 1.5 billion people in India, and who can benefit from this? Everybody. From the lady that's carrying a child in her womb to every aspect of our life, all the way through to our latter years. There is not one person, not in India or around the world, that doesn't need our test-based product. And the benefits are endless. But the big three: better immune, better heart, and better brain. These are things that we need to make sure that we are fulfilling so we can have a better quality of life. Remember at the very beginning, Zinzino's goal is to inspire you and I to have a life of inspiration, of health and prosperity by looking after ourselves. And how can we do that as an opportunity? Is very simply, we are looking for partners who align with our message. Now, at this stage, if health is important to you and you would just love to be on the product and consume the product, then please get back with the individual. Let them know that you have a level of interest and you would love to kickstart your own health campaign. They would love to service you as a customer. But hopefully you also have an interest in how you can be some of the very first in India, not just to be having that health transformation, but to be that voice, that message in your local community, in your region, and share the opportunity of showing people how they can remove any doubt about the nutrition they're consuming and be the very first to be part of our test-based nutrition and opportunity. But understanding that opportunity is vital. because Zinzino is coming to India, not just to bring another product to India. There's many nutritional companies, as I've said before, but Zinzino is the first in test-based nutrition. Our goal in India in the next few short years is to be a household brand name when it comes to omegas, because we know that omegas are already a mega trend. Over 500 million people consume omegas already around the world on an annual basis. And 2% of those that we've been able to test have failed the independent blood test, which means they're taking their hard-earned money and they're buying products with the greatest intention, not knowing that it's not working the way they should do. So imagine you positioning yourself as a wellness entrepreneur, helping us to create that wellness revolution and start to impact the health and wellness of many customers in India. Well, this is your opportunity. And we're going to take the next few short moments to explain how you get started, what would be the pathway over the next few short months to help you put yourself in a position where the foundation for your success has been laid in the first few months. Like any business, there's an investment. And we have 3 options for you. The first one we call is our mini Ascent Oil Partner Kit. For 8,500 Indian rupees, you're going to get your own blood test and you're going to get a bottle of oil. So you can get tested, get your first result, but you know in 120 days time, you're going to require a second test so you can get retested. So this is really our entry level. Now, by the way, I should have mentioned a moment ago, the first 1,000 customers in India that purchase their product as a customer will get a free bottle worth 4,950 Indian rupees retail. The first 1,000 business partners who invest in their business and pay for their business will also receive a bottle of oil retail value of 4,950 Indian rupees. So that's the first option. Second option is we have what we call our Better Balance Partner Kit. You're going to get 2 blood tests and 3 bottles of oil. And then we have our Ultimate Partner Kit. Now, slightly more investment, 88,500 Indian rupees, but you are going to get 14 blood tests and you are going to get 14 bottles of oil. But this comes with a unique element of a refund. Now, I'm going to share with you that, I don't know about you, when you invest in a business, traditional businesses, most businesses take several years to even have the right to be in a profit situation. Well, we're going to show you that within the first 12 months, by simply getting 25 bottles in the hands of other customers on a monthly basis. So by month 12, providing you have 25 bottles of people consuming this product on a monthly basis, on a subscription, the 13th month, the company will refund you your 88,500 Indian rupees. You've got a whole year to do that. And a year from now, you can be sitting there with a fully operation e-commerce web shop, products being drop shipped to your consumers around every region of India, and it cost you nothing because you went out in the first 12 months and got 25 bottles into the hands of customers. And like any business, there's always going to be an ongoing overhead to build our businesses. Now here, it's 55,000, I was going to say 5,200, 5,200 Indian rupees. But in that, you get your own oil worth 2,950 rupees. You also get your fully operational website, an e-commerce platform. You get mobile applications. You get a very powerful back office, and you are able to actually waiver this overhead on a monthly basis by simply getting 10 subscriptions, customers on the product. So Zinzino aren't coming to India to just make money on people joining the business. Zinzino are coming to India to impact the health and wellness of real customers. And they're incentivizing you as the entrepreneur to go out and get real customers. And by going getting real customers, they'll refund you your investment and they'll waiver your monthly overhead. So your products can be free. Your customers simply can get on the product, and they also, by referring 4 people on the same product as them, they can have their product for free. But you as a builder who simply introduce people, 10 customers, 10 bottles of oil, and your monthly overhead is waived. And then you make a decision. Do you want to make a little? Would you like to make enough? Or would you like to make a lot? Would you like to help a lot of people? But the great thing about this is you don't have to jeopardize your primary income. We are starting to attract many individuals from the medical profession, the health and wellness, engineers, educators, people from every walk of life who have a desire to impact others, to build some financial security without jeopardizing their primary income. So you can put a few hours in a week to build a business over time that in the next year or two could actually replace your full-time income from not jeopardizing your full-time business. You can work from anywhere. Most will work from home. Long as you've got connectivity, you can work from anywhere in the world. And one of my favorite things here is that you can choose the people you want to work with. Now, there's an incredible team of leadership here that have been responsible for opening up the Indian market. Nigel and Sue Booth from United Kingdom, Hitel, Mukesh, Anupam, and many other individuals that have been working with key people in India for the last few short months. So let's take that journey together. What will we be doing in your first 30 to 60 days? Because we want to show you also, but once you've got 25 bottles, you've qualified for a refund on the ultimate pack. But we want to show you in the first 30 to 60 days how you can generate real commission that will give you probably 80 to 100% a return on your investment. So in your first 30 days, working with whoever invited you, they're going to walk you through a getting started training. But the first goal is a rank called Smart Bronze. 4 bottles of oil into the hands of real customers. They're going to show you how to do that. You're going to get a retail commission. You're going to get a fast start bonus. But when that's combined, on average, you're going to make around 18,000 Indian rupees in your first 30 days. 4 bottles of oil, first 30 days, 18,000 Indian rupees. And you've unlocked a mentor bonus that will be explained in your getting started training, the value of that in the many months to come. Second aspect is now start sharing with other people that you feel would be open-minded, who would want an opportunity. But let the person who introduced you walk you through that process. They'll help you share the opportunity. But when you get 4 people in your business and accumulatively generate 375 credits in volume in your first 30 days, you're going to make a fast start bonus of another 18,000 Indian rupees. But I want to stop. In this month, the first 30 days, there is a double bonus. Do the same thing and get paid twice as much. When you go fast silver, instead of 13,500 fast start bonuses, they're going to pay you 27,000. So by simply going and having 4 people join the business, generating 375 credits, you're going to now make another 27,000 Indian rupees. Now, those 4 bottles of oil called Smart Bronze, let's add 6 more bottles to that. And now you've got 10 premier customers. You're going to make another 13,500 Indian rupees. In total, you're going to make approximately 45 to 50,000 Indian rupees in your first 60 days by achieving these few small fast start ranks. Now, for some, that will be enough. A few thousand Indian rupees a month is a supplementary income, is a spare income, as Hitel would say. But some want to build a career in sharing it with customers. The more customers you get, the more bonuses you make. Very simply, Forget even building a team right now. If you just focus on getting customers, you can make a very healthy income. Well, when you get 25 bottles into the hands of individuals, you're called a team. And now two things happen. You're making a customer fixed bonus, as you can see on the screen, but you're also earning 20% on every retail product you sell above 25. You get to 50 products into the hands of real customers, you're called protein. Your retail commission now is 25%. You get 100 products into the hands of customers, you're earning 30%, but you've also qualified for one-time bonus of 8 lakhs. Now that's going to be spread over 24 months. So with your retail commission, your customer bonus, and your one-time bonus spread over 24 months, you're going to be making approximately 48,000 Indian rupees for just getting 100 bottles into the hands of customers in India. You can expand outside of India, but imagine, I'm sure you can get 100 bottles into the hands of real customers in your market. The more you help, the more you make. So very simply, some, that may be enough for them. And if that is, fantastic. There are others who see how big this can be, how they, by teaching others to do exactly the same, that they can now leverage their time, their experience, and their results. So imagine that's you. You've got your 4 subscriptions, you've gone Smart Bronze, you've helped 4 people start their own business who go Smart Bronze. You've now got another 6 other products, so you've got 10 customers in total. You're called a silver. Now, on that basis, we're going to encourage you not to stop at 10 customers, but get to 25 customers as fast as possible. Because when you do, you also unlock all the compensation plan that Zinzino has to offer. So let's take a look at that. You are a silver. Now we're going to help you help 4 people in your business do exactly the same. When you help 4 people go silver, you're now called an executive. Now you're going to make around 45,000 Indian rupees per month on a residual basis on customers buying the product delivered to their home, and you don't even touch the product. Imagine what 45,000 Indian rupees could do for you, your family, your life, in addition to what you're doing as a career or profession. Remember, this is spare time money. You don't have to quit what you're doing to build this. You help 4 people go executive, you're now called a diamond. You help 4 people do that, you're going to make on average 2.7 lakhs per month, in addition to what you're making in other careers or professions. You can do this by carving out 10 to 15 hours a week working as a team. Help 4 people go diamond, you're going to make 10.8 lakhs a month. Now, I'm sure some of those other ranks, other incomes were life-changing. If they weren't, I know this level will most definitely be life-changing. And that is exciting, but let me tell you this, that's not even halfway up the career path. And yet, even at lower levels, we can make a dramatic impact into the lives of the Indian market from a health perspective and a financial one. But it is all to do with timing. And this is the vision of the company. Right now, they have around 4 lakhs of customers. A year and a half ago, they had about 1.8 lakhs of customers. But their goal is 1 million subscribers in the next 3 years, 20 million in the next 10 or 15 years, and 100 million by 2050. Now, I know there's other teams or individuals looking today on this presentation, but we are part of one particular team called One Mondo. So if you are part of another team, I'd invite you to get back with them, make sure you get your questions answered, and go through the right channels of who invited you to the presentation today. But our vision as a team is to have at least 10 million customers within our own team within Zinzino in the next 50 years. So if your timing's right, you're excited about being part of a wellness revolution that is needed without a shadow of a doubt in the Indian market, then we would love you to come and join us. But if you just want to be a Zinzino customer, so you can get these products at premier cost delivered to your door, be the first to have test-based nutrition so you can improve your optimum health, then we would love to serve you as a customer. But if you share the vision with the individual that invited you, and you love the idea of building together, that we could build and impact the health of many, but at the same time, helping you build some residual income that over the next few short years can have a dramatic impact on the choices that you can make as a family, then we would love to partner with you. And there has never been a time like right now. And the gentleman you're going to hear from in the moment is going to be doing the very same presentation in Hindi. Now, this gentleman is a super, super talented individual. And I've been extremely honored to work alongside him. And I want you to understand that this individual is going to now step out of his comfort zone and share with you in a language that he knows of, but has been living in the United States for 28 years. But over the last couple of weeks has been brushing up his tongue so he can deliver in Hindi for you over the next hour. So we have 10 minutes before the next presentation. The room will remain open. So those who are going to be joining the Hindi presentation, please send out those reminders right now. Everything will be in Hindi. So make sure that if you've got others joining you, that they're going to be privy to the very first Hindi presentation in language and slides. So this is a historical moment. And Hetal, I am honored and I am proud that you are the very first in the Indian market ever to present in Hindi, both audio and visual. And I'm looking forward to it. I'll hand it back over to you.
Thank you, Dave. That was an incredible presentation, short, sweet, to the point, and packed with information. And whoever was here on the call, I'm sure you guys got a lot out of it. So as Dave said, we'll take a break for 10 minutes. The room is open so people can come in. We will, we'll start the Hindi presentation in about 10 minutes from now. So if you need to text anybody or reach out to anybody, please do that. And also people who have been in this presentation or are going to be watching this presentation for the very first time, make sure that you get back to the person and get your questions answered, because they thought highly of you to have you come here on to be a part of this presentation. And you most definitely need to sit down with them and see how you can best take advantage of what was shared with you here tonight. So with that, we are done with this presentation, and we'll see you guys in about 10 minutes. Thank you all.